Live from the Jersey Shore to the world. Get up, get out, do something. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. Take the show wherever you go. Download the free Radio Pup app for your smartphone or tablet. Join the conversation. 732-505-1160. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Listen online at WOBMAM.com.
Hey, welcome back. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. 7:07 Monday, November 28, 29 degrees, getting up to 54 today. WOBM AM 1160, 1310 News Talk Radio. Streaming live on the Radio Pup app and WOBMAM.com. 732-505-1160 to join the conversation. We are joined in studio by Jane Kunka. We are talking Suez water. Good morning, Jane. How are you?
Good morning, Jeremy. I'm fine. How are you today?
I am fantastic. So, Jane, tell me, Suez water, what's it all about? What do you guys do? Tell me about the company.
Suez Water, we were formerly United Water, as many people may know and recognize, since we were founded back in 1897, again, as a Toms River Water Company. And we changed our name to United Water in 1995 after acquiring General Waterworks. And then we became a subsidiary of Suez Environment back in 2000. And just recently, last year, as a matter of fact, almost a year to the day in November, we changed our brand to Suez. We provide water and wastewater services and locally, Toms River, South Toms River, a portion of Berkeley, primarily Holiday City, and we deliver about 11 million of gallons of water a day.
Wow.
To our customers.
So every time I wash my clothes, right, every time I turn on the dishwasher, every time I make iced tea or lemonade, that's you, right?
Every time you turn on that tap, that's us.
Well, you're doing a great job, Jane. I'm telling you, that's a lot of water that you have to even. I just think about my house alone, that you're providing a lot of water just for me, and I want to personally thank you. Yeah. So, how did you end up in water? Right, not hot water. How did you end up in water? I mean, was it something you had always wanted to do? Did you really enjoy showering as a child, and you really had a kind of an infatuation with water? Or what happened?
Well, I've been in utilities for a while. I started out in telecommunications. And quite frankly, I always liked gardening. And, with gardens, you need a significant amount of water.
True.
And it was just something, it was pretty much a natural, way for me to continue with my career after I left telecommunications. And I found it very attractive. And I think it's a great utility. It's a great company to work for.
Right. So your background, though, you were a legislative aide at one point, right?
I was.
Right?
I was.
You did government affairs. You were a policy advisor for the New Jersey Board of Public Utilities. You did your own consulting for government relations. So you were always big into government, huh?
I always liked working with government officials. I always liked policy, legislation. I worked in D.C. for 13 years. And both for the federal government as well as in the private industry. And I'm a Jersey girl, so prior to returning back to New Jersey in 2002, I wanted to continue my career in the utility. And United Water was a place where I saw there was need for a person with a communications background.
Very cool, very cool. So you felt, why did you kind of search out United Water at the time? When you started, it was United Water, I imagine, or how long have you been at Suez?
I've been with Suez for 8 years now,
okay. And
it was United Water back prior to my joining the organization. But again, I saw a need. There was not a full-time communications person that dealt with government officials, that dealt with the customers.
Right.
And I felt that working both internally and externally with our engineering department, our operations department, that was a really perfect fit for me.
Right. And so I imagine also you saw a need because there's a message that really had to get out, right? So we know that in the past we've had some history here with water. Right, and it's a sore spot for a lot of folks locally, but that's really not the way. That's really not the way our water system here is now. I mean, by any stretch, right?
That's correct, and we've moved well beyond that. And
we test
our water constantly. and we are responsible for testing this water constantly, reporting it out to the New Jersey DEP, which we have oversight. Our two agencies, federal and state agency, from the DEP, the EPA, as well as the New Jersey Board of Public Utilities.
Right. So that's making sure that we have. I've heard from you on several occasions that really kind of drinking our tap water is probably more pure than drinking most bottled water. Is that correct?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, we talk about that quite frequently. We do a lot of outreach both to our schools and our homeowners associations, and we encourage people to drink your tap water, again, because it is so clean, because we test it so often.
Right.
And when you drink bottled water, it has very little oversight. It has, if anything, it could be just tap water from another town.
Right.
And also you have the plastic bottles we're looking at that it takes an awful long time for those plastic bottles to break down.
Sure.
And it's an environmental concern.
Absolutely. And who knows? I mean, why should we think that the water in Poland is any better than the water in New Jersey, right?
That's correct.
I mean, although that's probably, I think they're from Maine, right? Anyway, we don't need to talk about them. All right, so great message there, right? So that we have the best water, right? But you guys are also super active in the community, right? Because I see you, Jane, everywhere, right? I mean, you're on the board of the Chamber of Commerce and so many other things going on. Mm-hmm. How do you? I mean, why is Suez so active in the community?
Because we do like to give back to the communities in which we serve, Jeremy. We are very active. And you mentioned the Chamber of Commerce, and we enjoy being on the board of the Chamber. We're also, I'm also on the board of the Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Ocean County, and that's a rather recent position to me. But
is that because I left that board, so you were like, oh, Jeremy's gone now? Because you don't want to be on too many boards with me, so you were like, yeah.
No, we were on it prior to that.
Oh, okay.
We like to support the communities we serve. Again, we're different things that we do. We work very closely with the DEP and the different Barnegat Bay Blitz cleanups. We've been doing that for 8 years. As a matter of fact, last year we didn't win the Clean Water Award from Clean Water Communities for a lot of the different outreach that we've done. We work with Children's Specialized Hospital. We work with a number of different organizations throughout. And again, we do reach out to schools, K-12. We reach out to the Scouts, the Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts. We teach about conservation. We teach about rain gardens, how to build conservation gardens and less plants that require less water, which in the long run saves not only water but saves money.
Wow, that's pretty cool. All right, so when we come back, we're talking to Jane Kunka. We're talking Suez water. I want to talk more about what you're active in the community, and I'd like to talk more actually larger picture about Suez, the company, right, the mothership, right, and kind of what they're all about. Because I think people hear Suez, and right away they're like, wait, is this like a Mexican thing, or is this like, are we talking like Suez Canal? What's that all about? So I'd like to talk more about what the mothership's all about and how that's pertinent to what we have here locally. Is that okay?
That sounds great.
Cool. Jane Kunka, Suez water. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. I forgot where I was for a second. Back after this.
The Sean Hannity Show, this afternoon at 3. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin returns next. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Make a difference at the Jersey Shore. 732-505-1160. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160, 1310, and WOBMAM.com.
Hey, we're back. It's Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. I'm Jeremy Grunin. We're here with Jane Kunka from Suez. So, talk to you about Suez. I mean, we know it's the water company here locally, but it's a much bigger company. I think almost back in, if I recall correctly, the company started in 1858.
Well, yeah, in 1858, there was a company that was aimed to finance a state-of-the-art linking Mediterranean with the Indian Ocean. You may remember that as the Suez Canal.
The canal.
That is our route. is from that time. And then fast forwarding to 1897 when we were founded as a Toms River Water Company, and then of course, as I mentioned earlier, we changed our name to United Water. But what over the course of the last year, we did change our brand to Suez, again, just to combine 50 different names of organizations that were acquired or merged under the Suez name. But we do serve in 70 different countries around the world. And the reason why we did take the brand was to consolidate, like an IBM or a GE, where you can recognize the name, recognize that Suez is an environmental company.
Right. I like that. And as we all know, the Suez Canal is the artificial sea level waterway in Egypt that connects the Mediterranean to the Red Sea. I mean, I don't know about you, but I've traveled to Suez many, many times personally on my way through Egypt. No. You haven't, Jane?
I have not.
No,
I have not.
Never been to the Suez?
I have not been there. No.
I'm surprised you guys don't do like a class trip.
Well, one of these days I'd like to do that, as a matter of fact. Yeah, I really would.
So you deal a lot in customer service.
We
right?
do.
I mean, that's
Yes,
that's your thing, right? Like your thing is that you deal with customer service. So how do you do that? I mean, what do you do when somebody comes to you and says, Jane, I am unhappy about blah? What do you do?
We contact the customer right away.
Okay.
But first, of course, do a little homework, whether it's an operation issue, whether it's an engineering issue, and try to get to the root of the problem, and then contact the customer, whether it's through myself or through our customer service department locally.
Okay. And do you oversee that team, or how does that work?
I do not oversee customer service per se, but I'm very involved in again internally with operations, engineering. Every single day, there's we never know what types of questions are going to come in from our customers, but we like to deal with them as quickly as possible.
Right. And so you also like to take a proactive approach, and that's why you have where you have an advisory panel, right?
Absolutely.
So tell us about that.
Absolutely. We have the acronym is CAP, Customer Advisory Panel, and this is a voluntary panel comprised of local customers that meet with us once a quarter, or 4 times a year, and we discuss different things, ideas maybe that as they talk to neighbors, friends about perhaps how we can do something better, whether it can be in a publication, whether it can be something advertised or noted on a website. It could be anything and everything. Could be even the color of a brochure that we send out. We talk a lot about inserts. A lot of people don't read their bill inserts,
right,
but they're very, very important. There's a lot of good information contained in there, and especially notes our website. A lot of people do go to our website mostly to pay bills. It would be better if people would go to it and look at the website and see what we're about,
sure,
because it does change from time to time. And that website is mysuezwater.com.
Your Suez Water?
Yes.
No, it's
my Suez.
See what I did there?
www.
Who's on first? See,
Yes, I did.
We could do this all day.
We could.
Yeah, we'll be here all week.
But it's an interesting website, and it just full of information.
Yeah.
But if I can go back real quick,
you can go back
to the CAP. People that are interested in being a CAP member, again, we meet 4 times a year. It's a 3-year term. We welcome volunteers to call and indicate that they have interest. We are, quote unquote, graduating 5 members this year.
Wow.
After a 3-year term, and we will be looking for some more folks. And right now we've got 12 on our panel.
Wow. That sounds interesting because I haven't graduated from anything. I mean, the last thing I tried to graduate from, they kicked me out after 2 semesters, so I didn't graduate from that one. I don't know that I could be on the panel, on the advisory panel, but I do have a recommendation that I would hope you would take back to the company. My wife and I were discussing it, and we would like in our house if we could have 2 sinks rather than water. We love water. But if one could do white wine and one could do red wine, that would be really convenient for us. Do you think that Suez could work on something like that?
Well, I'm not so sure about that,
All right, well,
Jeremy.
can
We're
you-
going to stick to water
Can
right
you
now.
take it back maybe to the brass and just say, listen, this came from the panel, friends of the panel. I would be in the friends of the panel group. Maybe we could bring that back and see if we could do something about that.
Let's see what we can do.
All right, I appreciate it. Jane Kunka, Suez Water, Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. We'll be back with more with her because she's got her magic wand, and who knows what she could do. I know what I would wish for, which is white wine and red wine, but whatever, she can't do that. Hometown View coming up, then the news, then us again. Back after this.
Coming up next, the latest from WOBM News, the Town Square, New Jersey News Network, and Fox News Radio. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. News Talk Radio, WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Live from the Bob Levy Broadcast Center, overlooking the Toms River, it's time to get up, get out, do something. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. Be a part of the show, 732-505-1160. News Talk Radio, WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Listen online at WOBMAM.com.
Hey, welcome back. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin, 7:35, Monday, November 28, 29 degrees, getting up to 54 today. WOBM AM 1160, 1310, News Talk Radio. Stream live on the Radio Pump app and WOBMAM.com, 732-505-1160. Join the conversation. We are joined in studio by Jane Kunka from Suez Water. I did it that time. Hey, Jane, how you been?
Oh, great, Jeremy.
You've been all right since the last break? Okay. So talk to me about, you have a foundation.
We have a foundation.
What's that all about?
Our foundation is based in our Paramus office, which is our corporate headquarters for the United States. And right now we're offering for organizations, whether they be schools or other organizations, 501c3s, to apply. We have $1,000 grants, which will be available only through the end of this year, though. If folks could look at our website and just look at our different our foundation, and if there are educational organizations that do outreach with their students about the environment, we want to hear from you. It's a very short application. It's about a paragraph long. Enter the information on the application, and it can get emailed right over to our director of our foundation. Again, it ends at the end of this year, and we have offered 50 $1,000 grants, and
Wow.
I believe we're at about number 27 or 28 right now, so there's still room.
That sounds like you're giving out almost $50,000. I did that math in my head. That's pretty good.
It's great.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. So you were also talking about customer centricity. I just wanted to use the word because I've been playing Words with Friends a lot, and I want to figure out how I can use centricity in one of those games because that would be a lot of points. Mm-hmm. But tell me about customer centricity as it pertains to Suez.
A great example, Jeremy, would be when we are replacing Maine as we are right now. We're replacing about 5,000 linear feet of main, which is in need of replacement. It's older. A lot of our mains are older in a couple of different places around town. And prior to a project, we give notification to our customers who will be affected, sometimes by a temporary loss of water service, and we know it is an inconvenience. But what we try to do is get out there, go door to door to each of the customers that will be affected and indicate what specific day they would be affected by, and just ask for them to work with us until we're completed with a particular project.
Very cool, very cool. All right, Jane, it's that time. It's that time where I give you the magic wand, the pixie dust, the fairy dust, the ability just to wiggle your nose and make something happen. Jane Kunka, Suez Water, what are you going to do with that wand?
Oh, ask people to do more paperless billing. Check out our website again, www.mysuezwater.com. Check out how people can save trees, save water too, by paying their bills online through direct debit or even through e-billing. And some people then will print out their e-bill and send in a payment. But any questions, we're always happy to help. And our customer service number is toll-free, which is 877-565-1456.
That's great. So how else could folks get in touch with you if they wanted to?
If not, if they would like to either call the 877-565-1456 number, our local number is 732-349-0227. Or again, I can't stress it enough, www.mysuezwater.com.
Very nice. Jane Kunka, Suez Water. Listen, you do a great job out in the community. Great job kind of getting out and kind of spreading the gospel about, what is by far the cleanest water in the free universe, right? I mean, seriously. I mean, who's got better water than us?
No one.
I mean, right? I mean,
no, we're at the top of the line.
Top of the list, right? Better than any of those. Look, if you really want the fancy bottle or something like that, and you want to pay a bunch of money for it, well, I guess that's your prerogative. But if it's just me, I just turn on my tap, and since red wine and white wine doesn't come out, I just drink water. So, Jane, thank you so much for spending some time with us this morning.
Jeremy, thank you for the invitation. It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely. More Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin after this.